November 13th, 2019. I came home to my grandma saying she felt someone on the other end of the door turning the knob when she came in the house. I believe I was with her that day when we came home. I brushed it off and went upstairs. And I laid in bed and I heard my partner yell. She said a hand touched her neck. It was on the other side of us, towards the wall. That's when I started writing things down because they started happening more often. For the more common occurrences, loud banging is common to hear upstairs now. When I'm anywhere near the stairs, at the bottom of the stairs at night, sometimes I hear whispers and walking in the kitchen. And multiple occasions the whispers say, fuck you. And more recently, I heard it say, just stop. Here's where the notes begin. November 17th, this was the first night I saw something fly over my head. It was a cardboard box. The next day, another box was making noises like it was being hit. On the 25th, a pill bottle was thrown across the room, and there was a loud bang in the corner of the room. I think this was nearby the door. It woke me up. And on that same day, I heard a whisper. It said 2. It didn't say anything else. It just said 2. November 27th, I heard a pained yell downstairs, like inside the house. It was a very growly yell. And my partner said she didn't hear it, and no one else was home that day. On the 28th, while I was trying to sleep, I heard a lot of whispering in my ear, and some of the whispering was happening outside of my ear. On the 29th of November, Liz saw a black orb floating above my head while I was making art one day. This happened again on the 2nd of December, but it came back to dart itself at Liz while she was in bed, and it scared her. On the 30th of November, there were slams on the bathroom door. I was in the living room at this point, and Liz didn't hear it, but I did. The same bathroom that I hear whispers in. On the 4th of December, a glass bottle flew across the room, and something fell by the attic. Sometimes we don't know it flies across the room, we just hear it fall, like so. Sometimes it's just like, oh, we heard something, it hit the wall, and we couldn't tell what fell or hit the wall. December 9th was a really landmark time because that's the time I started throwing cans. I drink sparkling water out of cans, and I just leave them around the room sometimes, by my workstation. On the 10th, a day after, surprisingly enough, it hit me in the head. This was the first time it threw something at my head. The 11th, 2 cans flew and one hit the ceiling fan. And then on the 12th is when a can hit the door. I stopped writing down events after the 12th because they were really burning me out. I didn't want to think of them, but I have memories of a body scrub bottle hitting both me and my partner while we were laying down. It left a raw mark on her eye, and at the peak of the activity, we couldn't sleep in our room. And the anger we gave to it, it gave back to us. It would throw things harder and more often, spilling sage ash all over my TV stand when it threw my glass container at the wall when I wasn't home. It threw things at me when I mocked it like it was mocking me. In the beginning, it was a fun journey, from little pranks like taking saline enemas and putting them in places I had been, like clothes piles, the foot of my bed, my computer desk, and the last it did was under my pillow. I remember that day I was like really surprised that it didn't happen again. And then I looked, and no, I laid my head down, and it was under my pillow. Speaking of pillows, one morning I woke up, rolled over, and when I rolled back over, my new DVD copy of Blade was on my pillow. Even though I was facing the other direction, and the Blade movie was on my TV stand. Like, it was a really weird thing. I thought these pranks were entertaining, even recorded video footage of my room in complete blackness for 20 to 30 minutes, trying to capture some form of evidence. The only evidence I have now are the multiple people that witnessed this the same way I saw it. The same things being thrown, we, heard the same voices, whatever. But we seen things floating just in the air, like as it fell down, like nothing was touching it. It'd just be out of the corner of my eye. I see a box fall out of the air. Really weird stuff. I've been relaxing more outside, and one night I was drinking absinthe. The first night I drank absinthe, I was outside burning some cardboard boxes with my brother, and I heard growls coming from inside the yard near the fence, and I walked towards them, and my brother's phone was making awful noises on some social media app. I think it was Snapchat. And I just walked towards them, I brush it off. Yeah, it's just some dumb app, and I'm getting anxious from the alcohol because I drank a fair amount. But I heard scratches at the window, and I brushed it off after I went over and shined lights where I heard them. Eventually, I got cold and tired, and I just got really uncomfortable, and I want to go inside. So I started unlocking the shed. I put boxes away, and I was just standing by the shed, looking out towards the road, and I heard another growl. This time it said, "I hate you," and it came from the roof. And I said in a panicked voice back to it, "Why would you say that?" Like, very anxious. I was really, scared that that was what was said, because the only person who could have said that would be my partner. And my partner has never said anything so ugly or spiteful towards me, even as a joke. She said, "What?" And it kind of hit me. It was like a relief, because I'm not pissed at this entity. I'm not scared of this entity, but I'm so tired of it. It just makes me scared about my family, and I think it turns me against my friends. I have a lot of anxiety about my friends, and it gives Liz nightmares, and it constantly makes her live through her worst fears. And that same night, it actually cut my window too. The bug screen has just a massive rip in it out of nowhere. The same night I was growled at. Unless somebody crawled on my roof, and cut my window, which that'd be scarier. But, if it is the entity, I don't really mind. It's always been here since November 13th. That's a day I'm going to remember for a really long time. And this was 2019, so it's been over a year now. And yeah, I never feared this entity, but it has given me fear. Because of how it makes me think of my family and stuff. But I knew what it was capable of and how it grew. Negativity doesn't fix things. That's what this event has taught me. And I don't really mind. I kind of hope it watches me exist in my home, in my life. I will grow and grow larger than it. And I have never been so consistently petty. But when something harasses you almost every day, it's almost impossible to feel any other emotion than resentment. honestly, this is probably the most like resentful towards anything I've ever been, or indifferent. I don't, you know, it's not fun. I've been gaslit about this shit for so long, and it's just like people say, "Oh, you probably just have a gas leak or something. You're probably just going crazy." But the thing is, if it's a psychosis, it's obviously shared because I'm not the only person who's just sitting around and watching this shit happen. The body scrub. I have pictures of the wound. I didn't just like hit my partner, I've never hit anyone. I have a big black mark on my wall from where I threw this glass little vial. And it just not really that fun. Not really that fun. There's just destruction to the room, destruction to our bodies. It's just, yeah, I can't really explain it. Like, I'm not over here just destroying my room and throwing my shit and, like, pretending like there's something at the edge of my bed just, like, flew at my face. Like, we'll be woke up by things being thrown. Like, at first, it just didn't let us sleep. What it would do, it would wake us up right as we were going to sleep. And that's not fun. You're just about to fall asleep, and then something hits you in the head, and that pisses you off quite a bit. And that's why I was so angry and resentful. But I feel like I've grown past that moment. So yeah, that's all I can really say about the whole, timeline of events.